everyone, welcome to an all-new episode of the LoudCasa Talks. My name is Nate, alongside is my good buddy Omid.
Hey, what's up, Loud Crown and Casa crew? How y'all doing? It's so nice to see all of you here, watching our stream. We're happy to see you, and so is this little lovely girl right here, Luna Loud.
Luanna's right here. Luanna's right here too.
Yep, we got our roommates who joining us. So,
how's your week been, buddy?
My week's been really good. Well, especially since we recently saw a movie last night, you and me.
That's right. Yeah, we saw a brand new anime movie. What was it called? Jose, like Tiger and Fish or something?
Jose the Tiger and the Fish. Yes, it's absolutely great. I really liked it.
That's really good. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I came out of the movie because the thing is, like, I didn't know what the movie was going to be about. So when I came in, I was expecting like big surprises, and I was surprised throughout the whole movie. So it was like, that's awesome. How does it feel about going back into the theater?
Oh, it feels really great. It feels so awesome to be back in the movie theaters again because I'm a huge movie buff. I'm a huge movie theater goer, and I'm also a huge Cinemark consumer. It makes me happy to be back to a place that I consider one of my favorite things to do, one of my favorite hangouts per se.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, safety wise, I think everybody is all vaccinated. I think the biggest concern is that everyone has to get vaccinated in order for us to actually, get back to a normal life, which both of us are. And to say the least, we were both having a fun time. I mean, we went through a lot of situations where, we took our masks off and things were okay. I mean, I'm still fine, still kicking right now. So, let's see how it happens as it goes along.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Okay, so you know what? After that whole week, let's actually talk about our recent news. And the first thing we want to talk about is our huge big night of premieres tomorrow. And the first thing we have to do is talk about the brand new Loudhouse episodes and brand new Casagrandes episodes. And yes, we did talk about this in our mini episode a couple of days ago. But we did see brand new previews. We did see brand new title cards. Omid, give me more things to talk about here because there's a lot of things that we can actually talk about in this little segment here. How excited are you for the Loudhouse episodes, first off?
Oh, yes. You better believe it. This is honestly the most hyped that I've been for a pair of Loudhouse episodes that I have ever been. And that's because we're getting not one, but two brand new episodes that stars Luna Loud over here. That's what's up. This is Luna Loud's night to shine. Yeah, let's celebrate. Yeah, dude. I'm in 2 episodes. Rockin'!
You know what? 2 double episodes, which makes sense considering that it is a music fest thing that's happening for, the Loudhouse or for Nickelodeon that they're working with right now.
Yes.
And it makes sense for Luna Loud to actually have her 2 featured episodes. So, pops out to all the Luna fans who can't wait.
Hell yeah. This is a victory for us, baby. This is a victory for us Luna fans. We couldn't be more excited.
So
we couldn't be more proud.
I'm getting a little bit interested about like how Dad Reputation is going to be now, considering that it's going to be Luna trying to help, Lindsay help her dad's band out, and it looks like it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this is going to go. One big gripe I have with it, not so much a big gripe, but it's just something I have to point out that's a bit odd about this title card. Why is Lynn Sr. wearing a different color of his sweatshirt? Isn't he supposed to be like dark green?
Isn't that supposed to be like his band uniform? Maybe the band that he's working with Harold and what was it, Kotaro, and strangely enough, Rusty's dad.
Could be, but the thing is, when you look at this outfit that Lynn Sr. is wearing, it's a typical, dad sweatshirt. It's a typical uniform he wears, wherever. It's a casual sweatshirt for him. It's just that the color's a bit different for some reason.
No, I think it's a uniform. It's like a band uniform, just like what the Beatles wear. Where they wear suits in a band or something like that. I'm thinking that's how it is.
Oh yeah, now that I look closely, yeah, it definitely looks to be, a suit.
I have a feeling that this is going to be Luna helping out Dad's band, so it looks to be something promising. Plus, the other thing I also noticed is that the Moon Goat is also in this episode as well. You saw Sam in the audience, so it tells me the Moon Goat is going to support whatever Luna's going to do.
Moon Ghost is back, baby! Woo!
And speaking of moon goats, in the nick of time, the moon goats are supposed to perform at a school, I don't know, dance or something like that. And strangely enough, Luna knows McSwagger. So again, McSwagger, Luna Loud. How are you feeling about the previews you got for In the Nick of Time?
I really liked them. I feel that this is really promising. I especially love how Lenny plays a role in this also. Like Lenny is incorporated into the episode also, and she plays a part in this in which like she organizes the dance, and so the Moon Ghost is supposed to perform, but unfortunately, well, the reasoning isn't really the best on on the Moon Ghost's part. Apparently, like two of the members got their wrists like hurt.
Yeah, which I kind of thought was odd. It kind of they said they have a puddle situation over at the school, and I'm like, wait, is this supposed to be some sort of excuse to actually ask McSwagger to perform in the dance?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's sort of like it was a bit of a weird reasoning for me. It was more of a cop-out reason just to get the Moon Ghost to not play. I felt that they could have come up with a strong reason because I understand that some schools have pulse situations, but here's the thing. There is such a thing as caution wet floor signs. Are you telling me that the school can't afford those?
I mean, Mr. Krabs can't afford it for his restaurant.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh God.
No, but it looks promising. But the thing is that what I'm looking at is that Luna and McSwagger look to be a bond. And I swear to God, like Nickelodeon needs to really work on their commercials because I think we got spoiled about the ending. It feels like it is gonna end with McSwagger and Luna performing. I'm like, okay, thanks a lot.
But I want to see Luna and Sam dancing, man.
No, it seems like Luna is gonna perform. The thing is that it would be cool if the Moon Goats actually performed, and I kind of like the continuation, by the way, where the Moon Goats actually does have gigs, like a dance over at their high school, and then we talked about this before. Lenny can do anything. Remember our little LoudCasa Talks episode? She can't do anything. Apparently, she's the head of the dance committee. Are you kidding me? She can't do everything.
Yeah, add that to the list. Add, organizing school dance. That's on the list too.
Yeah, so to say the least, I'm pretty excited for it in the nick of time. The whole bond between Luna and McSwagger. I hope they actually refer the past where Luna got inspired to become a rock star by McSwagger. So that'll be cool if they actually put that back.
Bring back the backstory. Bring back that origin backstory because that's what made For Bros About to Rock like the best season 1 episode in my opinion, and one of the very best Loud House episodes in general.
For sure. All right, now we also do have Operation Popstar, which we have a lot of big time clips from this. Alicia, it looks like she actually loves the Casagrandes. It's kind of weird because like I get it, like you had a huge role with the Casagrandes in your live performance back in VIP, and it feels like you're actually pretty cool with Carlota or something. How weird were you here? How weird was it when you saw that?
Yeah, honestly, it was good to see her make a comeback from VIP and to pretty much play a role with Carlota. It really does show how much hookups that Carlota has with famous people like that. And also, it was really touchy to see Alicia pretty much play with Carl and CJ because
I thought so too, and I'm like, really, Alicia? Apparently, like I know they're supposed to be headlining a music festival over in the Great Lake City, but wow, I can't believe how Alicia is so cliquey with the Casagrandes. I guess Casagrandes were cool with her or something.
I know, like it's as if the Casagrandes are going to be like the entourage for Alicia.
Now, speaking of which, we also do get to see 12 is Midnight also. And wow, of course, Sid and Ronnie Anna, of course, are stoked about that. The other thing also, we've heard about this now after seeing all the previews. They're collaborating, by the way, Alicia and 12 is Midnight. So how excited are you to actually have these two actually perform together in this episode?
Honestly, I feel that it's definitely a best of both worlds. It's definitely like when you combine Alicia with 12 is Midnight, let me tell you, like they can make some pop music from heaven.
I would say so too. And I mean, I'm a huge fan. I mean, huge fan of K-pop fans. Of course, Alicia, who's also like a soulful singer as well. I gotta say though, this is going to be a pretty interesting episode. Actually, maybe my most excited episode to see, Operation Popstar. But about you, Omid, which episode are you most excited for with tomorrow?
Honestly, this is going to be a bit of a Luna bias.
Of course, it's Luna bias to you.
But out of all the three of them, I'm gonna say In the Mick of Time, because it's gonna be really great to see Luna and Mick Swagger interact again. And pretty much since Mick Swagger is Luna's rock star idol, and he did play a role in shaping up Luna to be who she is, it's gonna be really great to see pretty much how they're going to interact on a personal level and how like their friendship is going to deepen.
Right. I feel like, I mean, In the Mick of Time, I think it's going to be the most exciting one I'm going to be looking for as well. But the thing is, like, Operation Popstar, it's going to be something groundbreaking, especially for fans of Carlota. So it tells me that Carlota can actually have a good episode in this, considering that all the episodes that we've seen for Carlota has been average, to say. So hopefully this one is actually going to be really good. And of course, Ronnie and Sid, you have some Sidani moments, by the way. So for those who love those two, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a big moment, especially when they try to get that autograph from Yoon Kwan.
My God, that image where Sid is like, and you got like heart shaped around her, and then Ronnie is just sitting there like sort of like awkwardly.
Yeah,
like that shit. I can imagine that being a meme. Like that meme's going to be exploited to death.
I'm going to be very excited about this. I feel like all of these episodes are going to be looking good. So yeah, Big Night premieres tomorrow for Dad Reputation, In the Mick of Time, and of course Operation Popstar, both LoudCasa and Casagrandes episodes. Plus, you also do have Casagrandes shorts premiering right after the Casagrandes episode. So do not miss that out. It's only like 5 minutes. They're only 5 minutes shorts, so you should really be happy about what they're going to produce for those Casagrandes shorts. All right,
get yourself ready.
All right, Luna's going to be fun. All right, let's head over to another recent news that came up a couple of days ago. Nickelodeon is having their very own Smash, like Super Smash Brothers. It's called All-Star Brawl, and it has a lot of key Nickelodeon characters. Omid, first off, when you heard about this, it feels like we've seen this idea before, haven't we?
Yeah, honestly, it feels one of those it feels like one of those Super Smash clones that you often see, like, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale did it. Even Cartoon Network did it. Like Cartoon Network,
I think was kind of abysmal if you want to compare it to Nickelodeon's at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, Smash clones, I gotta be honest, they don't really do so well. So we'll see. We're gonna see how that goes.
No. You know what though? I gotta take your back on this. I mean, yeah, PS All Stars was supposed to be like a PlayStation copy of Smash, which was average, but it did decline a lot. And of course, the Cartoon Network did their own thing, which I thought was abysmal, considering they brought their old classic characters and new characters and brought them to Smash to play Smash, and it's not the same compared to what Nickelodeon has in offer. And it feels like Nickelodeon looks to be really good considering the characters that they have, which, by the way, we actually do have some Loud characters going to be in the game. Lincoln and Lucy are going to be in the game. So first off, how excited to actually hear that these two characters are going to be in the game.
Yeah, honestly, I was pretty stoked to see that there's going to be some Loud House representation.
Which is good considering, like, okay, so you actually are talking about the new generation right now. Yeah, Loud House is very popular in Nickelodeon. Good thing you actually put him in game.
But Luna Loud.
Oh my God!
Luna Loud in Nickelodeon All-Star. Otherwise, we're gonna riot. Luna
was in that other Brawl game too. So I was in that, that Superstar All Brawl, whatever that mobile game was. So I would imagine Luna would be a copy, but at the moment it's Lucy.
No, but it would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, if Luna is gonna be placed in that crappy fighting game, why not put it in this game?
True. I don't know. You know what? It's Game Mill. I don't know what they're going to be doing because they just started off with these characters, and obviously they want to bring Lincoln Loud because he is the main character. I don't know what kind of attacks he'll do though. That's my question. He'll have a yo-yo attack, so it's kind of be like Ness and Lucas. Lucy, I can imagine having like dark mage powers, so she can like be invisible, transport one side to the other, have like her parasol be an attack. How about you?
So Lucy will be like part Fire Emblem character, part hero, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I think she'll have like hero powers.
I can see that, yeah. Now, I'm kind of sad about this because it's only Lincoln and Lucy. Momi, you said Luna should be in this. What other labs do you think should have been in this lineup at the when they got announced?
I think it makes sense for Lynn to be in this because when you think about it, she's a sporty, tough one who pulls punches, packs punches. Lucy's not really the fighting type like Lynn is, so it was kind of odd to see.
Well, it's kind of it will be funny. I mean, like they'll start using her magic powers. Maybe her magic powers will become her thing. I don't know if they actually do alts. Would be cool if they actually like do their alt powers, where like you'll get to see Lincoln be ace savvy and start punching people around, or see Lucy just conjure up something and actually knock him out the stage.
Yeah, man, that'd be so great to see.
I know, right? I know. Cool.
That'd be so cool.
So at the moment, Lincoln and Lucy are going to be in game, but the thing is that there are a lot more characters that they also did bring out, like a lot of Nickelodeon characters. So I ask you, Mead, what characters are going to be made for now in this Nickelodeon game?
Okay, like as of now, the characters that I'll be maining are definitely Helga. Yes, I'm a Helga main because she's my favorite character in the show. She's one of my favorite Nicktoon characters. Also, Lucy Loud will be my second. If I had to have a third, if I had to have a top three, Lincoln would be there also.
Yeah, top three. I'm gonna definitely play Lincoln and Lucy. Obviously, they're my top two. I'm definitely going to Definitely going to try out Danny Phantom. No doubt about it. And Powder Toastman. I mean, I'm a Ren and Stimpy guy when I grew up, and it's kind of fun to actually see him actually become a part of the roster. Now, I want to ask you, what other characters do you want from Nickelodeon to actually be in this roster?
Luna Loud. Luna Loud, please.
But you just said that right now.
Luna
just said that.
But other than Luna, I would love to have characters like Toph Beifong, Miko Kubota.
Please have the glitch text if possible.
And Ronnie Ann.
Yes. Oh my God. Please have Ronnie Ann.
Yes. But if I could give my 2 cents about the entire game in general, well, I'll let you go ahead before
XJ9, Teenage Robot. I'd love to have her in the game. I would imagine Rudy to Booty from Chalk Zone to be in this game, hopefully. The Avatar characters, Aang, Korra, those guys, maybe they can also be a part of this game. What else? What else can we bring up? There's a lot of Nickelodeon characters that could be possible for this game to say.
Zuko. Zuko's another one.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, I think everybody in the crowd is probably going to be saying like, we need to have more Laos or Casagrandes come up. So obviously we need to have Ronnie Ann be in it. I would imagine Luna and Lynn to be a part of it too. And I think that could be it. I can't say all the Louds can be in this game, unless you say so too.
I like to put all the Louds on myself, but let's be honest, I'm not in charge of the game. I don't make the rules.
But you can also go to their like Twitter and ask for certain characters to be in the game.
True. And guess which character I asked for? Of course.
Yeah, you asked for Luna. I know. You asked for Luna.
I can't stress this enough. Luna Loud or we riot.
Oh my God. But to say the least, this is going to be fun. I'm going to invest my money in it. Omid said he will not for some reason. Tell me why you're thinking about not investing your money in this game.
No, I never said that I don't plan to get it. It's just, it's a wait and see situation for me. Because the thing is that when it comes to this game, I'm going to be very honest. I am cautiously optimistic, but mostly cautious though. Because the reason being is that, like I said before, Smash clones and most Nickelodeon games don't really do so well, to be honest. They don't have a good track record. Now, of course, some may argue SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, for example, and Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. But the thing is, when I said Nickelodeon games, I only count the original games. I don't count the remastered versions, because obviously the remastered versions are going to be as good as the originals. So honestly, when it comes to honestly, don't get me wrong, I want this game to succeed. I really do. I want it to be a pleasant surprise for me as a Nickelodeon fan and as a Smash fan. But I'm going to be very honest, because honestly, considering the history of Smash clones and Nickelodeon games in general not doing that good, I'm just going to wonder, how's this going to be any different, despite the fact that the trailer got me hyped.
I'm pretty much hyped. I mean, my money pretty much invested in this game now. I mean, I do have a lot of other games that I'm playing as well, but the thing is, like, you know, you have the Louds, you got my deal, you have some SpongeBob characters, okay, whatever. But the thing is, like, you're bringing back old Nickelodeon characters. I mean, you have like Powdered Toast Man, you have Helga, you have Zim, you have like all these possible characters, and then probable DLC characters that could also be added on. To say the least, this is going to be the next Smash clone, and I think it might succeed. It all depends on if the game actually does well with their Smash-esque games. The thing is that they did make a Smash-ish game before, so they're now trying to blend it along with Nickelodeon this time. So this is going to be interesting. I'm pretty stoked. Hopefully it's going to be good.
Please be good. Please don't suck. Please don't suck.
However, just buy it first. What?
I'm gonna make a deal with the game. I'm gonna make a deal with Game Mail. I will 100% buy this game. Okay, I will erase all my doubt, and I will go straight to buying the game myself. I'll even pre-order it, even if you add this girl right here. If you add Luna Loud, consider me your #1 customer, okay? I'm just saying. You add Luna Loud, then I'm sold. I'm 100% sold then.
If it's Luna, if in any case, Luann should also be in it too. I mean, then again, a lot of the Loud sisters could probably be in it. Who knows? this thing can. Sorry, Luann, you got to be over there for a bit, okay? All right, that's pretty much it for our recent news. So let's head over to our main subject tonight, which is going to be Ask the Hosts. You know, on the special episode of the LoudCasa Talks, we give the mic to you guys. As we give you the chance to ask your burning questions about our opinions when it comes to the Loud House, the Casagrandes, pretty much any kind of animation. I mean, Amphibia, we did a review of. We'll probably do an Owl House review in the season finale. Who knows? So we have seen your questions on Twitter, Instagram, and FYI, if you have more questions, you can put it up on chat, and then we'll try to answer it, you know, in our 2-hour limit if we can. So we decided to answer these based on you know, your questions. So without further ado, let's actually get to your questions, and we're going to start off with the Twitter questions. And we had a lot of these, so thank you very much for those who are asked and just gave us questions. So let's go ahead and get to it. So the first question, Omid, here, I don't know anybody who actually asked this, but these are good questions. That's why we just put it up on the chat. So if I totally discredited you, I'm so sorry, but I'd say thank you for asking the question. All right, so first one. What episode idea do you have of the Loud House or Casagrandes that you wish the crew would make?
Now, of course, Ronnie Ann visiting Lincoln in Royal Woods. Yes, we've been you know, the thing is that we've seen Lincoln visit Ronnie Ann in Great Lake City. I'm just like, why doesn't Ronnie Ann just return the favor? Because of course we have seen Lincoln visit Ronnie Ann in Great Lake City, like I said. Now each episode of Lincoln visiting Ronnie Ann in Great Lake City was very solid because of how Lincoln was incorporated into the stories of the episodes. However, for some reason, Ronnie Ann hasn't visited Lincoln, and that's a problem because, well, for one thing, it's Ronnie Ann's old home. And not only is it her old home, it's where she met, picked on, teased, and later befriended Lincoln. And as a result, her friendship with Lincoln started to make her a better person, a friendlier person, a happier person even. Also, there's Gus's Games of Grubs and Flippies, which Ronnie Ann also loves. So I really don't get why she hasn't thought about visiting her friend in Royal Woods, especially after he's gone out of his way to visit her many times. So yes, I want to see Ronnie Ann visiting Lincoln be a legit episode of the Loud House. Because at the end of the day, the Loud House is where Ronnie Ann's character originated from. Oh yeah, and Lincoln Squad being Ronnie Ann's squad is a major plus.
I would say that too. I would definitely love to see like both the squads actually meeting up. I mean, it would be really cool to actually have that. I would agree on your one that point. I definitely do want to see Ronnie Ann actually visit Lincoln because we have seen a lot of chances where Lincoln actually visits Ronnie Ann. I mean, I would love to have that episode happen because we get to see Lincoln always come back. Now we have to see Ronnie Ann head over to Royal Wood so that she can have a prank anniversary. Maybe have a prank anniversary 2 where Ronnie Ann visits Lincoln. No, prank anniversary 2 will be in Royal Woods instead of Great Lake City this time. I think another thing I also want to bring up is there has to be an episode where Lincoln and Clyde meet up with Ronnie Ann and Sid, the two best friends actually meeting up together. And we are possibly having it in the comic, but to say the least, let's actually make it canon in the episode so that we can actually see how the connection can work.
Yes, make my crack ship happen. Okay, make my crack ship happen. Slide.
I mean, they could be canon, who knows.
Like, I'm usually not into crack ships, but Clyde and Sid is an exception.
Now, I kind of really want to know, we've had some mini episodes. We had some episodes based on like secondary characters. I mean, Zach had an episode. You had Stella have an episode. You had Liam have an episode. I'm literally thinking if we really want to focus on Girl Jordan, because I really hope she actually does have more character, let her have an episode. I don't know how it'll be. I don't know what you guys got to have for us writers, but please make it happen. I mean, you're going to have a Chandler episode soon. God damn it. I didn't expect to actually see that, but you're going to have a Chandler episode soon. Why not have Girl Jordan? Come on. It's bound to happen.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, Chandler?
I love the young people, whatever.
No, in Chandler's case, he would say, I hate the lame people.
You know what? We still haven't seen that episode. I know it aired in France. The thing is, we haven't seen that episode of Chandler yet, but we'll see. You know what though? For a Casagrandes episode, I wish they had like a dance, like what they're doing right now in the Nick of Time. They'll have like some sort of like formal dance. And I would love it if Lincoln actually does come over and actually dances with Ronnie Ann. Ooh, Ronnie Kid fans will be all over the place for y'all.
Oh, yes. See, that would be a Ronnie Ann visiting Lincoln in Royal Woods episode. I would so be down for.
If Lincoln doesn't have like a person to ask for the dance, and then it'll be and it's Ronnie Ann who just randomly comes up. Why not the opposite for the Casagrandes? Who knows? I mean, Lincoln has gone to Royal Woods has gone through Great Lake City for so long. It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, thank you for asking that question. So let's head over to our second question here. What characters would you like to see get their own episode? Oh, I just asked that.
I haven't answered it yet.
Yeah, but to just go straight forward, I really do want to see a Girl Jordan episode. But let me think about others because, look, Sam doesn't have an episode. I wish she can actually have one.
I was actually about to say that would actually be my answer. I want to see a full-on Sam Sharp episode because as much as I adore Seluna so much, if you couldn't tell already, I think she has the potential to have her own standalone episode, especially if it's one with her and an animal shelter that she works in.
You know what? That was actually a podcast episode. I mean, technically, well, it's not. It's a Lana episode because it's Lana that they were focusing on instead of Sam.
Yeah, that's the thing. They actually made that podcast episode work, even though it was centered around Lana, but then it featured Sam with her love for animals and her passion for working with animals in the animal shelter. I'm just like, why not make it a full-on, legit Sam Sharp episode? I think it actually work.
I mean, I don't know what you will work for a Sam episode. I would imagine her maybe working in that pet shelter. I think that's also one episode that we can work with. Probably another Luna and Sam episode, but that we can't really focus more on the Luna and Sam a lot. But most of that is on there. I would imagine maybe Sam performing lessons, guitar lessons and stuff to somebody. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
So, what characters would like to see get their own episode? I would love to see. We saw Carlos have his own episode in Going Overboard. I would say why not have him have another one. I'm looking at the Casagrandes side. I'm wondering who else could be put in for having their own episode because we have secondary characters have their own episode now.
Okay, now I would definitely say a CJ episode, and with CJ on his own, like playing pretend pirate throughout the full episode. I actually want to see that. Now, granted, we actually did sort of see that in that episode, the pirate show episode with Ronnie Ann. But then again, like it was him sharing the spotlight with Ronnie Ann.
But they also the episode Shortcut. I mean, that was the episode where like he needed help from Carlota.
I was just about to say Shortcut, but then again, like I said before, rather than CJ getting his own spotlight, he shares it with Carlota. I'm just like, we've seen Carl get his own spotlight many, many times. Let's take a break from that little schemer and just go straight to CJ.
There's too many
like CJ centered episode.
There's too many Carl episodes. How about a Stanley Chang episode? We never seen him like get into Blart as much as Carl. How about a real legit episode of Stanley and Carl in an working a train or something, and then something happens.
I half agree. Stanley, yes. Carl, no.
But then Carl will probably be tagged along. Who knows?
Enough Carl episodes.
And how about Ronnie and Squad? Like we already have a Sid episode. Why not a Samir episode or a Casey episode or a Nikki episode? I mean, a Nikki episode would be interesting. Yeah, I want to see Nikki episode. I want to see Nikki actually like. Here's the scenario. Like she'll go to a formal dance, and then Nikki will have to be dressed up in a dress, and maybe Nikki doesn't like that because she doesn't like dresses. Who knows? She's a tomboy, so she likes wearing jeans. She likes wearing sweatshirts. Maybe she's just kind of like, I can't see myself in a dress. No, you look beautiful. And then the whole episode plays along, and then Nikki will be like a girl for most of the episode.
Yeah, honestly, like it's gonna be the exact same attitude that Lana had when wearing Lola's dress in Toads and Tiaras.
I think somebody did point this out here, but why not a Maria episode?
Yes, I want a Maria episode, like pronto. Maria episode. Like she doesn't get enough spotlight. She doesn't get enough attention.
And I really hope she does get more, episodes.
And I especially want to see Maria's more rebellious side, honestly, because it's going to be her unleashing her rebellious side, like pretty much blowing off her steam, all that because of work and all that stuff. I want to see more of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully we get to see more of Maria, just because like her Maria is she's just mostly a doctor at work. Can we see more of like her backstory, possibly? With Arturo, which we have been talking about way too much. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's just gonna happen. It's just like the Casagrandes are just waiting very, very long for us to actually have that episode.
Definitely.
All right, let's move on here. So this is actually a pretty basic question here, but how did the two of us get into the show, and what got you guys influenced in the show?
Do you want to go first or should I?
You can go first.
Okay, cool. So how I got into the show, it's a pretty funny story. So me and my friend were planning to go to San Francisco Comic-Con back in 2016, right? And so I saw on the guest list that Grey Griffin was actually going to be one of the guests for SF Comic-Con. And so when I looked at her bio, I saw that she voiced not one, not two, but three characters from the Loud House, which are Lola, Lana, and Lily. And so that got me curious because, I wanted to see Grey Griffin because, I love Grey Griffin. So since she voiced three prominent characters, I'm just like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And so what I did was that I pretty much gave the Loud House a try. I gave it a watch. And during the time, I was pretty skeptical because during that time, Nickelodeon still hasn't been doing very well, honestly. It hasn't been doing well ever since the end of Avatar, Danny Phantom, and all that stuff. And so I was crossing my fingers that this would be a miracle for Nickelodeon. And wouldn't you know it, the more and more I saw it, the more and more I loved it. Down to a point where pretty much I was blessed to get a Loud House poster signed by Grey Griffin, and pretty much like the show really impressed me by how, like, for a modern Nickelodeon show, it pretty much exceeded all of my expectations with how funny it is, how heartwarming it is, how creative it is, and how much it reminds me a whole lot of Sunday comics such as Peanuts and Garfield. And I just loved every minute of it.
Mm-hmm. I gotta say though, it was just really random because when I first started watching the show, it was like, oh, Disney Channel was airing Gravity Falls. Okay, cool. And then it's just a show I don't like, so I just flicked back to Nickelodeon. And usually at Nickelodeon, they will always put up SpongeBob, which back at the time they always keep on putting SpongeBob. And then randomly they did put a commercial about the Loud House, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, new cartoon. Okay, I decided to skip on that. And then I just randomly, watched Nickelodeon like one day and saw, I think the first episode I saw was Intense Debate. And I was like, huh, intriguing, really awesome. So after that, I decided to, watch more Loud House, and that really got me. Like, I really did love I really loved the show. And apparently the show was already done with this first season. So I'm like, oh, I have so many episodes to catch up on. So I started from like episode 1 all the way to episode 26, and I was like, this is good. I actually do like this episode, do like the show. And then after that, I started like going into like Facebook groups and Facebook pages and things like that about the Loud House. To be honest, though, Facebook is not a good source for making groups and pages. To be honest, they have their fans and they're weird. When I first went to like our Facebook group, like I don't know, official Loud House fan club or something like that, I noticed how disorganized it was, and I decided to just make my own fan club of the Loud House. Back then, we had a Facebook group called Fan Club of the Loud House, which is still existing today. And then I just realized, we could get more people to actually see our channel. That's the reason why we made the fan page of the Loud House, which is now on Facebook, which is pretty much deleted on Facebook. It's gone now. And we're pretty much now on Twitter and Instagram. And look at us now. We're having a lot of people like love the Loud House and talk about it, which is amazing. And, we have a lot of fans, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm very blessed to be part of the Loud House community, primarily on Twitter and Instagram and all that stuff, because I've had the pleasure of meeting many great people online, many great friends in the fandom. So I just want to say much love to y'all, much shout out to y'all, Loud Crown and Casagrandes. God bless you guys.
Mm-hmm, most definitely. And yeah, I mean, we're still running this fan page for who knows how long. I mean, unless the show ends. Hopefully not. It'll be the next SpongeBob, but in a better sense.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna end it anytime soon. Like, at least not for a few years.
Probably not. Yeah, I would say like, who knows. But let's not talk about the end right now.
Let's not dwell on that.
Yeah, let's dwell on that right now. All right, let's move on to another question here. So, what is your expectation for the movie? What surprises do you want to see?
Honestly, I'm expecting. Now we're talking about the Netflix movie. Okay, we're not talking about that other one. Now, as for the Netflix movie, I'm expecting this to be just as good as the series itself. Honestly, I feel that this movie does have potential to work, not just within the show, but also on its own. It could be a fun movie. It could be like a fun, silly cartoon movie, which is to be expected from Loud House. Loud House is fun, it's silly, but at the same time, it's very heartwarming. So, like, while I'm not expecting it to be the best or the most grand of animated movies that I'm going to see in 2021, I'm expecting it to be at least a fun time. The surprises I want to see are, of course, I want to see Ronnie Ann play a huge role in the movie. I want to see her as the Queen of Scotland, okay? If Lincoln Loud's going to be the King of Scotland, you got to make Ronnie Ann the Queen. Hail to the Queen.
Look, we're Loud House fans. I'm going to be very, very excited for this movie. I don't know. It's going to be a 90-minute long movie, and it's going to be fun. I heard it's going to be a musical, which I'm shaky about. I was thinking it's just going to be a straight up, like, very funny movie. But if you're saying it's going to be a musical, it's going to be like, there better be some good songs. I would imagine it being good considering Lincoln has a really good voice. Ronnie Ann could be a good singer too. Maybe she could be singing her love song to Lincoln. I do want to see a Ronnie moment hopefully happen in this episode, considering that Ronnie Ann is going to be in this episode. It makes sense for Bobby and Lori to have like a connection here. I do hope. I mean, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans that are be happening for the Loud family. I would imagine Luann being a little jester, being a joker around the whole, probably like teasing other jokers. Lenny's going to be fashionable. She would probably be like giving a fancy dresses for all the maids and the gentlemen that are going to be serving that castle. Same with Lola, she's probably going to do the same thing. Look, I would imagine Luna becoming like the singer or something very big in Scotland. Like, look, she's gonna be a rock star over there, so she's probably gonna be teaching some lessons with like potential rock stars in Scotland. Who knows? She could be the next Scotland rock star.
Oh yeah, you hear that, Luna?
Yeah.
He thinks you're gonna be the next Scotland rock star. Yeah, thank you, dude.
I don't know any other surprise I can say, but the thing is, like, I know it's gonna be a very silly movie. I can imagine like it being like, oh, you're the king of Scotland. Then probably like the last 10 minutes, you're not the king of Scotland. Get out of my castle.
Oh god,
that's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm predicting that could happen. And then they go back to Royal Woods, and then everything lives happily ever after. But there's gonna be some big moments that will happen. Maybe, like I said, hopefully a erotic moment happens, and hopefully the relationship actually does get stronger, especially when we go to like season 3 and season 6 of the Loud House and the Casagrandes and the Loud House, respectively.
Yeah, honestly, I definitely agree. I cannot wait for this movie, man.
I definitely can't wait. I mean, it is coming out next month. Next month, by the way. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
We need to hopefully see more like trailers or more like video clips. And that's where Netflix's YouTube comes in. Hopefully they just drop us a lot of hints of what's going to happen in the episode in the movie.
Absolutely. We want to see more, man. We got next. We want to see more.
All right, let's head over to our next question here. Which two Loud sisters would you say have the least interaction with each other?
I'm going to say it's a two-way tie between Lynn and Luann and Lucy and Lana. Weirdly, odd enough, Lucy has a good amount of interaction with Lola. Yet for some reason, she doesn't really interact with her twin sister all that much.
You know what? I never really think about this actually of a good question. I mean, I find it really odd though that Luna and Luann doesn't have an episode yet. I know that they're roommates, but they never have like an engaging episode together. They should probably have one.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that they had the least interaction with each other because at least they've had some moments where they shined together. They at least have their moments together. Whereas Lynn and Luann, we rarely get any scenes of just those two together.
How about Lola and Luann? I mean, there's only that one scene over and out of the picture, but that was it, right? They don't actually do have a good interaction with each other.
Yeah, no, they don't. That's pretty odd because when you do think about it, that would actually be a potential April Fool's duo because you got Lola cooking up a deal with Luann that if she pranks the other Louds but not Lola herself, like she'll make it worth her while or something like that.
Yeah.
To which Luann makes a deal because when you do think about it, Lola has her evil side that is shown, but Luann does also, but only in April Fool's.
How about Lana and Lenny? Have you ever seen like interaction like that with those two? It feels like I don't ever seen that.
Not all that much, but except for that one where Garage Band, where Lana wakes up Lenny because Lana had a nightmare.
That was only like one small moment, though. I mean, like it would be cool if they actually had a full episode with those two like engaging together.
Like I said, I'm talking about who has the least interaction. I'm not going to count like all the interactions that didn't happen or rarely happened.
That's a really good question, actually. But it makes us think about like which sisters actually had the least interactions with each other. I mean, like you can't say Lynn and Lisa anymore. And by the way, Lisa pretty much is interacting with every Loud sister if you think about it.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see Lisa and Lenny interact with each other. Now, I want to see a Lenny and Lisa episode happen.
That's a good one. I actually never seen them interact. That would be cool if they actually did. Like, no, well, they did. Remember that one episode, Butterfly Effect?
Yeah, that too. But that wasn't the grand majority of the episode. It was some scenes, but even then, those scenes didn't really happen because after Lily turned to the giant and ate up Lincoln, pretty much Lincoln sort of woke up from this quote unquote nightmare.
Now we actually do have like 2 questions coming up, which talks about our favorite episodes. So let's actually bring those up right now. So with 2021 now half over, what's your favorite episode from each show that premiered so far this year?
Okay, now for me, of course, my favorite Loud House episode that premiered so far this year, it is Camped. Camped is such a grand experience. It is such a grand episode. It's really like the best of both worlds, where it combines the adventure aspect, like that's similar to something like DuckTales or Uncharted, in which it's this grand treasure hunting experience in which they go through trials, tribulations, and caves in order to get the treasure, in order to save the camp. And you also combine that with the family aspect, in which you see the real family chemistry between all of these family members, and each and every one of them get a chance to shine. Each and every one of them contribute to the plot in one way or another, whether it's through belly laughs or whether it's through contributing to the actual adventure. Oh my God, it is just a sight to behold. It's just one of the best Loud House episodes I've ever seen. And in terms of the Casagrandes, it's definitely dynamic do-over for me, because much like Camped, it's pretty much combining the best of both worlds together, where you got the family aspect in which Bobby dresses up as El Falcone in order to help restore Carl's faith, Carl's belief in superheroes, because superheroes pretty much, let's be honest, at the end of the day, superheroes, the real meaning of being a superhero is that pretty much normal people can look up to them, to give them hope, to have them and to become inspired by them. And you also combine like the superhero aspect itself, in which not only does it really capture what truly makes a superhero, in which like it's not just about dressing up and fighting bad guys, but it's also giving hope, giving inspiration, and just truly being there for those that look up to you. And also the choreography itself, it really does legit feel like you're watching an actual superhero movie or show. And I'm gonna be honest, as a superhero genre, as a fan of the superhero genre fan myself, it was just so fun to watch and so incredibly heartwarming.
I would say both episodes were really good. I mean, Camp was definitely a fun one, especially from this season. And same goes to Dynamic Duo for it. That was surprising. I never expected that to actually come up. So yeah, I would say really good episodes for 2021. So let me actually bring mine up. And I definitely have to bring up School was last year. I wasn't gonna say School, but School came out last year. Yeah, my bad.
What's your next one?
Although I will bring up two Casagrandes episodes. Here's one episode I really do like. No Bus, No Fuss. I think this is one episode where I thought was amazing, where we get to see Lincoln actually stand up to bullies. You think that bullies are going to take over, him. But the thing is, like, I'm just seeing Lincoln continue to improve. So that's one of my favorite episodes. Like, No Bus, No Fuss. Never expect to see Lincoln so courageous and actually growing up and all, being tough on bullies. So that just tells me that he's a great like leader, and it just tells me like how much Lincoln has grown compared to like what we've seen before. So now I guess for my favorite episodes for the Casagrandes, I actually have two favorite episodes. One of them, I don't think anybody actually knew that this was actually one of my favorites, but I like Guilt Trip. That one definitely was one of my favorites. I mean, like, look, Ronnie Ann and Bobby having their episode together. We've never seen an episode like them actually interact with each other, but they both had a goal to give their mother like a trip around the world, to say the least, because we get to see Maria's backstory where she loves to travel, but because of how busy she is, she can't be able to travel. And I just love the dedication that Ronnie Ann and Bobby did in this episode, where they wanted to like give their mom like a trip out, to say the least. And it was such heartwarming, especially in the end. It's like, oh, okay, now those two are this is amazing. But yeah, I mean, the Santiagos playing together, which I thought was a great bonding moment, especially with his family. And of course, they have a brand new fridge that also talks in text letters.
Bring back the fridge. Bring back the fridge.
Now, I also do have one more episode that I do love from this year that came out like a couple of months ago, but that's Emergency. I really do love this episode. I know it's a Sid-focused episode, but Sid definitely did shine in this episode. She's like trying her best. She wanted to become like helpful with the family, knowing that they have a big situation. And I love how the fact in the end Sid was the one that's supposed to like take care of everything, and it was all about Sid. Like, yes, I can't believe we actually have an episode where Sid actually, was focused in this. Like, it's all her fault, it's all her problems, it's all her things. And I'm just so happy that she, is interacted more in this episode. So I'm happy. I'm just very happy that this is cool. And Sid gets her own Sid focused episode, and I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I really love those episodes too. I would say those episodes are quite up there for me as well.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would say no doubt about it. 2021. Would you say this, Omid, that 2021 did have really good episodes of LoudCasa and Casagrandes?
Yes, I would definitely say so myself. I 2021, like LoudCasa and Casagrandes still continues to nail their episodes, especially this year, where we get more of what we were, demanding, more of what we were, asking them for. Like, we were asking for a Sid episode nonstop, and lo and behold, we got not one Sid focused episode, but rather two. The second one being Prankiversary.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I don't know what the Casagrandes are doing, but they're really focusing on having the secondary characters have their episodes. Look, do the fruit shake. You have what else? Bring up more episodes.
Maybe Sitter is one of the funniest episodes I've seen. I love this episode so much.
And it was mostly focused on Par, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh no, Never Friending Story was
Carlotta and Bobby.
Yeah, I would say Never Friending Story was more focused on Par there, because it just tells you how crazy he could be, extreme wise and all that.
Yeah, it was more like featured Par, but not starring Par, like Never Friendly Story was.
Right. All right, so here's another question that talks about episodes. So, what are your favorite episodes for both shows overall?
Now, of course, the Loud House is Roadie to Nowhere, because I related to this episode on a deep level. And not only that, it's also an episode in which I relate to my favorite character of the series. And I would argue that, honestly, Roadie to Nowhere, like pretty much, it really boggles my mind how it's so overlooked. I feel that, it needs more, it should get more attention, because it really deserves much more attention. Because I'm going to be honest, Roadie to Nowhere is honestly one of the most real Loud House episodes out there. Like, it definitely does tackle a real subject that is pretty much the skepticism of your dream coming true. Like, what if your dream, what if your goal that you set out to pursue doesn't really, come to fruition? So you have to find like an alternate option. I really do like that this episode tackles this, because this is something that not just rock stars, but aspiring actors like myself, artists of all kinds, like pretty much anyone that works in the music and art field can relate to. And I just adore this episode for that. And also, in terms of the Casagrandes episodes, my favorite episode of the Casagrandes ever is actually Croaked. Because what I love about Croaked is that it features a holiday that doesn't really get featured a whole lot in cartoon episodes in general. Because with cartoon episodes in general, we usually get Thanksgiving episodes, Halloween episodes, Christmas episodes. We even get Easter episodes. But we rarely get focused on like Dia de los Muertos episodes, the Day of the Dead episodes. So I really do like how not only does it finally give Day of the Dead recognition, but it also tackles a serious matter and treats it with such high respect, because of course you see Adelaide pretty much trying to cope with her pet frog, passed away. And of course, it's really hard for her because it's a pet that she loved so dearly. And so I like how the episode doesn't really sugarcoat the message of the Day of the Dead, which is, like celebrating the dead in a sense, where pretty much you look back on the memories and you pretty much remember them forever. I just love how it doesn't sugarcoat it, but at the same time, the way they present it in this episode just feels so comforting to me. And so an important lesson is being learned, in which while you can't really bring back the dead, you can pretty much reminisce them, like remember them, keep them in your memory, and that's how you have fun with them.
Yeah. I really do love the lesson that happens in Croaked, and no doubt about it. For your favorite Loud House episode, that kind of is more like Lori. I mean, sorry, that's kind of more like Luna. Just because you love Luna, but it also does resemble. It also does resemble like an artist, like trying to figure out what their future is going to be, which I thought was the important part in that episode. Although when I looked at like how many episodes of Loud House we had to look through and figure out which is our favorites, I had a tough time actually figuring it out, but I did reason with one of them, and definitely this one was my favorite. Is Headphones Anxiety. I loved it. I mean, first off, we see a sister interaction that you never expect before. You never see Luann interact with Lucy at all, and it also is towards their goal, and it was just great. I do love how this episode is. From the buildup where Luann had a dream, and then Lucy tried to steal that dream, and Luann gets hella pissed. And then, this is Luann being jealous. Luann didn't like it. And of course, Lucy gave up because that was Luann's goal. And then, Luann had to stick it up and say that, hey, you know what, Lucy, this is going to be your goal. I don't want to be jealous for you. And then Lucy turns out to be the youngest person to perform in that arena. And to say the least, it was just heartwarming the way that it all got set up. I'm like, oh God, Lucy's just like warms my heart. Oh my God, Luann is amazing. I think that, like I said, Luann's best episode definitely was in this one. And it was all good. It was all really good for her.
Yes. I really loved that episode too. Headphones Anxiety is definitely one of my top 10 favorite Loud House episodes. It's also one of my top 3 favorite season 3 episodes. And also what I liked, technically Lucy didn't try to steal Luann's dream, but she somehow accidentally doing it. She really didn't want to take that dream away from her.
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah, I know that. But still, though, I mean, like, the way that it all got set up, it just feels like, it's something good. No doubt about it. One of my favorite episodes of The Loud House. But I also do want to also put up a point about this episode. Some of you hate it. Some of you hate it. But the thing is that I actually did enjoy it just because we're actually in a way where we're going upwards and everybody's growing up. I do love Schooled. I actually do like it. It just was good.
I love it too.
Like, yeah, everybody kind of
like it. I
don't know why. I don't know why. I love it just because everybody's growing up. Lincoln is going up to junior high, and he's turned out to be a fun time there. Obviously, having some trouble going to Canada. Lori going to college, and now we're having episodes of Lori going to college. Hopefully, we get more episodes of Lori going to college. And then we have Lily going to preschool, which happened too. So everyone's growing up. This whole setup of a 1 hour episode was just amazing, and it just tells you that they're going to be continuing on with the Loud House and they're going to continue growing up and stuff. And I think the way that things are portrayed here in this episode kind of tells me that we really are going in a good pace for the Loud House to continue on going.
Yeah, honestly, I really don't get the hate for School that it's gotten, honestly. Like, now, for the most part, it's been positive reception, but then there's been a bit of negative reception here and there, and I just don't get it. Mm-hmm. It's a really solid episode.
It's a really good episode, like one of my favorites. Okay, so probably everyone's gonna hate me now for that.
No, it's a really solid episode. I agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we're gonna talk about the Casagrandes, one episode definitely was my favorite. I'm kind of wondering why Omi didn't pick this one as his favorite Casagrandes episode. The horoscope. Are you not a fan of what happened in that episode? Oh my God.
I really like that episode too. Don't get me wrong. Like I really like that episode.
It was an emotional roller coaster, okay? You were thinking Lincoln was gonna confess to Ronnie Ann the whole damn time.
I gotta say, while it's not my number one favorite, I gotta say that too is a really solid episode. That's a really good pick.
Definitely, at the moment, my number one episode of the Casagrandes, just because it's like I never expect the episode to be so crunching in your heart. It's like, okay, we really are going to see Ronnie Kid happen. Yeah, I was reading the whole damn time saying Ronnie Kid, oh my God, it's gonna happen. He's literally kneeling down in one leg. He literally has a box with a ring. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I really liked all these, like twists and turns, coincidences, like just when you think it's gonna go in one direction, it goes to a different direction. I really liked how the episode constantly did this like throughout the episode, like from begin to end.
I know, and it was so great to see. Oh, I don't know. I like obviously they want to put Ronikin as the end game, but I didn't expect it to be so close right now. Like only a few episodes in to the Casagrandes, and I'm like, okay, we're really gonna go there, huh?
Yeah, yeah. The episode.
It was
Also,
like I said,
George
an
Lopez.
emotional roller coaster.
Also, George Lopez as Ernesto. George Lopez as Ernesto was, very nice, very amazing. Just, mucho bueno, mucho bueno.
He did a good job as Ernesto. Now, speaking of Ernesto, he also does appear in Curse, which is also another favorite Casagrandes episode of mine.
Curse, I'm gonna say like with Curse, it's gonna be like a good but not great episode.
Yeah, there should be more focus on the Laos, which it makes it a good crossover. But I thought this was kind of adventurous for the Casagrandes to come back to the Laos. This is a much better version of the Loudest Thanksgiving, for example, compared to what it was.
I think one thing that just sort of boggled my mind was that Lori sort of treated Bobby with such cold reception. I don't know. It's like just the fact that she doesn't offer to sleep with him in Lori's bed, your boyfriend, girlfriend. Hello.
Yeah, I gotta say this though. I mean, like it was just good to have both families actually work it together. And of course, it is a horrible time to actually have them be in the Loud House. They can't fit a big family with another big family, which is a lesson in this.
That's true. I mean, what are you gonna do with 24 or 26 people in one house, right?
Exactly, which is not gonna happen. It's gonna be impossible and stuff. I still said Curse is my favorite Casagrande, one of my favorite Casagrandes episodes. I still like Horoscope, so all right, so okay, that's a lot to talk about for episodes. That's why we had this like big block of us talking about our episodes. Okay,
so get used to a whole lot of talking here. Get used to a whole lot of LoudCasa talking, guys.
We're here for another hour, so let's move on to another question here. What are your favorite moments in LoudCasa talks?
It's hard to really choose only one favorite moment because there actually have been several in which I was telling hey, this is the most fun I've had doing a LoudCasa talks episode, or this is one of my favorites for sure, one of my absolute favorites. I would say the several that come to mind are number one. When we were talking about the Loud House movie after we saw the teaser poster for the movie, we were talking nonstop. Mm-hmm. Like we were gushing about what's going to happen in this movie. Are there possibilities? Oh, there are many possibilities. It's like all that stuff. Number two, me gushing over Saluna nonstop. Like, oh my God, me gushing over Saluna nonstop. Like those are my proud moments, and I'll never apologize for them. Number three, when we were pointing out all the continuity errors of the show in an episode about continuity, along with a certain continuity expert that we know. Shout out to you, Sonny.
I gotta say, like, we have a lot of great moments, actually. We did have a special guest, Animated Antic. If you know him on Twitter, he really reviews a lot of, like, animated movies. And we were glad to have him on our LoudCasa Talks podcast. We interviewed him, and we talked about how Nickelodeon is. And, lo and behold, he did have a lot of things to talk about, which I thought was a really good episode, especially for a season 1 finale. So, if we had some big guests to come back, that'd be awesome to do. But we'll have to like get our connections working and see if we can make another person come by. What other ones can we bring up? I would say Kings of the Con episode. I think that was one of my favorites because it talks about a certain different aspect of what Kings of the Con is. And me and Omid are huge convention people. So to say the least, we just looked at Kings of the Con as an aspect of like how con life was, how the con was supposed to run instead of like what the big story of Lincoln and Clyde was. So I thought it was cool, like me and you and me talking about conventions and like, oh, we loved Fanime, oh, we loved AX, etc., etc. Like what we do at cons. Oh, you spent a lot of money here. Oh, you spent a lot of your money in your hotel. Oh, you went to a party at your hotel, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all that sort of things.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the continuity episode I thought was also really fun, considering that we actually had a lot to think about, especially there's too many continuity errors that happen.
Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely one of the most fun moments ever. Like I'm glad that we had like we come to a mutual choice with that. Once again, shout out to you, Sunny. This continuity episode wouldn't have been the same without you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot out there. I mean, we have 2 seasons in for the LoudCasa Talk. So if you guys want to listen to like all of our season 1s, it's all on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm not going to say that again. All right. Next question. Which Loud sister do you think may have a strong connection, like a sisterly bond, with Ronnie Ann the most?
Now, we all know that it's Lori, and not just because she's her brother's girlfriend, and not because she shared the most screen time with Ronnie Ann out of all of Lincoln's sisters, but because, in a way, I do see her legit becoming a second big sister to Ronnie Ann. The first big sister is her cousin Carlota, of course. But other than Lori, I'd have to say Lynn, because they're both tough, they're both tomboyish, they both love extreme sports, and, with Ronnie Ann, it's skateboarding. With Lynn, it's roller derbying and pretty much everything else. I would imagine Ronnie Ann and Lynn having a race between skateboarding Ronnie Ann and roller derbying, roller skating Lynn. I actually want to see that happen. I want to see like this sort of like, friendly rivalry relationship that they have with each other.
You know that one episode, April Fool's Rules? I kind of feel like Luann could be a good sister to Ronnie Ann. I mean, look at Prankiversary, for example. I can totally see Ronnie Ann and Luann actually like teaming up together and put pranks on Lincoln.
Yeah.
But it's not the strongest sisterly bond. I feel like it would be Lori. I mean, like, obviously, because, Lori's a girlfriend to Bobby. And of course, those two are probably going to interact with each other more. So I would definitely say Lori Loud would definitely be the most strongest connection Loud sister to have a sisterly bond with Ronnie Ann. No doubt about it.
Yeah, same here. I believe so. Like, once again, we come to a mutual agreement that Lori has the strongest bond with Ronnie Ann. But then, like, in terms of second, that's where we differ.
All right. Now, I do have one more Twitter question here. And this actually came in, like, really late. So I'll go ahead and just ask it here. What's a Loud House episode you can go watch a lot just because you enjoy it so much?
Well, honestly, like I said before, I'm going to have to say Maybe Sitter, because no, wait, Loud House episode. No, that's Casagrandes episode. We're talking about Loud House episode. What am I doing?
Both. You can do both.
Okay, now in terms of LoudCasa overall, I'm gonna have to say Maybe Sitter is definitely one of them. Like I said, it's one of the funniest episodes I've seen. Every joke just hits. Every joke just lands, and I love the competition between Carlota and Bobby. Like, that's one of those episodes I would just watch over and over again, never get tired of it. And also, Cover Girls, I really love also because it's pretty much the Louds disguising as, each other. It's just really fun to see how the Louds know each other so well up to a point where they would perfectly capture and impersonate them. Also, the April Fool's episodes, I really love. I know a lot of people don't, but I really love the April Fool's episodes just because of how, wacky and creative they are, especially with the pranking. There's a whole bunch I could list.
There's a whole bunch I could list too, but like, I definitely would love. I don't know. I really do like watching Save the Date again, like all the time. Like have it in my background, just like Ronnie, Lincoln, Lori just going like, "You monster! You made Ronnie Ann cry." I mean, the whole lines and everything like that. I mean, like this is the start of Ronikin, and I'm like, yeah, I like it. So it's just something that I would love to just continue watching over. Yeah, there's too many episodes to bring up. I mean, maybe Left in the Dark, which was the first episode of the Loud House. I mean, that's definitely one that I always love to go back and just watch. Butterfly Effect is also one I love. Just pretty much like most of the season 1 episodes. Oh, One of the Boys. I think nobody likes that. Nobody tells me about like how One of the Boys is. I think everyone says like it's like bad. But I think of the one person, I think Omid will also agree with me too, that I actually like. And, whenever it comes on, I, say, oh my God, what if it's a gender bent Rule 30, like, not Rule 34. What was the rule again for gender bent? I forgot.
Gender bent Louds.
We did a Rule 33. There you go. Where they cross genders and stuff, but I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna say One of the Boys is a guilty pleasure of mine. Of course, I give the episode major credit for giving me a cosplay idea, so thank you, One of the Boys, for that.
Mm-hmm. And if you talk about Casagrandes episodes, I mean, I already talked about Horoscope, so yeah, Horoscope definitely one I always love to watch. I think Curse would also be, well, then again, I asked my favorite, so I'm guessing Curse would also be the other one as well. One that nobody actually likes is What's Love Got to Do with It. I think that's definitely one of my favorite episodes, but just because it's so hilarious. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. That's a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually do love What's Love Got to Do with It.
that episode's okay. That I thought it was pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. Look at Cat Bobby. He's a good cat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for people on Twitter who submitted questions. We are going to go back into our chat and look at your guys' questions too. So, like I said, if you guys have questions for us that we haven't asked that hasn't been asked yet, you can put it on chat, and then we'll go through our chat at the end of the Instagram question so that we can make sure all your questions are answered. If we are in that 2-hour limit, that is. We're currently like 50 minutes away. All right, let's head over to the next question here. What flashback episodes do you want to see in the Loud House and the Casagrandes?
Now, with the Loud House, I want to see flashback episodes of when Lincoln was the youngest of the Louds before his younger siblings were born. I actually feel that those have potential to be really cute prequel episodes to the Loud House. You know what I mean? Like I want to see more of that. Have an episode like a flashback episode where Lincoln goes through his scrapbook, and then as he's going through the scrapbook of like an album of all the memories he had when he was young, like pretty much have him like reminisce, like I remember when when I was born, this happened, or I remember when I was 2 years old, that happened. I want to see that. I definitely want to see those. Now with the Casagrandes, there are actually two in particular that I want to see, which is okay. Number one, Maria and Arturo's backstory. Hello, we were asking for that for many days. Where were you on that? Teacher's fret, you piece of boo-boo episode. I mean, we have always known they were divorced, but even when they were divorced, they are on good terms, thankfully. But still, I want to see a deep reason why they divorced in the first place. Because if they're really this friendly, I'm sort of wondering how they even split up. Let's see. Number two, I actually want to see the Chang family origin story. Now, what I mean is that where did Sid and her family live? Where did they originally came from before moving to Great Lake City? And how did they decide to move to Great Lake City in the first place?
There's a lot of good flashback episodes. I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see more young Louds, like Lori growing up, Lenny growing up, Luna growing up, Luann, Lynn growing up. I would love to see them, have episodes like that again. I mean, it's it's cool that we saw them as teenagers, but it'd be cooler if we actually see them how they were before. Something like that. I would love to see some flashback episodes of those guys. I mean, maybe something about Lynn Sr., but then again, we have seen a lot of Lynn Sr. Lynn Sr. have his episodes. I mean, that's how he began as a chef, for example. How about Rita and Lynn? Well, we did actually see that episode. I forgot. Rita and Lynn Sr. did meet up in, that episode. It was from Alice for Love.
Alice for Love, yeah.
It's from Alice for Love. I want to see how Harold and Howard actually met up. Wouldn't that be a good episode to actually see?
That would actually be good. I do want to see how they hooked up in the first place. I definitely up to see that.
Mm-hmm. I do want to see more focus on like how Luna actually got into rock and roll. It would be pretty cool if they actually get a flashback episode of that. Or how Lenny got into fashion, for example. Something like that. How Lori got into golf. If those kind of episodes, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we did see how Luna got into rock and roll in the first place via a flashback of the best season 1 episode ever for Bros About to Rock. But we haven't seen how Luann got into comedy in the first place. We haven't seen how Lynn got into sports in the first place. We haven't seen how Lenny got into fashion in the first place. So I do want to see episodes in which they at least have the for Bros About to Rock treatment.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're going to talk about the Casagrandes, definitely a lot of the backstory. I mean, I want to see how Carlos and Frida ended up becoming like a married couple. Obviously, we want to get the backstory of Maria and Arturo I mean, we have been asking her that for so long. How the heck did they get divorced and all that kind of stuff? How did Maria ended up with Bobby and Ronnie Ann, for example? So yeah, definitely those kind of flashback episodes I definitely want to see. All right, so let's move on to the next question here. Do you want to see a future Loud House spinoff for Nickelodeon and or Paramount Plus?
Yes. Yes, I do. Give us a Lori College spinoff, please. I want to see
Please.
that.
Please, that's the only thing I'm looking forward to. Look,
Because I can actually see it work.
Lori's not having any freaking episode in the Loud House. I mean, you can talk about that schooled episode. I mean, that ghosted episode, but that was a disaster. I need more of like Lori in college. Like, there has to be some sort of like, look, you're in Paramount Plus. Put it on Paramount Plus because it could be like, mild adult like. I mean, look, it's college, 18 up people. So you're expecting possibly like some sort of like Family Guy, not like as bad as Family Guy. I'm just saying like some sort of comedy like Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, Futurama, that kind of thing. Kind of aiming to the adult audience. And I'm thinking like, Loud House could probably Lori's like college adventures. Maybe that could be like a title or something for the Loud House spinoff series. I really would love to see that.
Yeah, exactly. Because let's be honest, Lori is the oldest of the siblings, so it definitely makes the most sense to give Lori Loud the adult spin-off show, because Lori is technically the adult of all the Loud siblings. So why not give it to Lori? And also because it takes place at college, let's just say that in a college environment, some things do get a little explicit, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So to say the least, it has to be adultish. So we have to actually have an adult audience. It has to go straight to Paramount Plus. It can't go to Nickelodeon. Yeah. I mean, I definitely want to see, Lori. Here's my situation of like how the Lori spinoff is going to be. I really want to see Lori like have situations where she has so much like college work that she has to work with, maybe has to go through an internship, this and that. It really just sucks the fact that she had to go through golf college. And I feel like she's not going anywhere. She's just pretty much playing golf. Are we really going that route? It feels bad because she's my favorite Loud. And I'm like, we're not really aiming for her to go to golf college. Although what I'm kind of thinking about, like in the future Loud set, what the future is going to be for the Loud House, I'm feeling like Lori will probably like transfer colleges, may go to a college where Bobby is. And that will probably where the spinoff will happen. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know why she decided to make golf her, her career to pursue, because at the end of the day, golf is just a sport. Don't get me wrong. It's always good to follow your dreams and stuff like that. But at the same time, you just got to be realistic. And if I know Lori, she's one of the more realistic thinking sort of characters in the Loud House. So I would say that her pursuing to become like a manager of a restaurant, like Lynn's Table, for example, would be much more the way to go for Lori.
Most definitely. And do you thinking of like other Loud siblings that could also get a spinoff, or any Casagrandes characters that might get a spinoff?
I gotta say, in terms of Casagrandes, I actually want to see a Sid spinoff in which it stars Sid, her family, and her extended family. I kind of want to see.
Really? I don't know if I can see that happen.
No, but I kind of want to see it have sort of a spin-offception in a sense. We got spin-off within a spin-off.
I mean, possible, but I cannot see Sid actually having a spin-off. We'll see. That would be pretty interesting unless the Casagrandes really go up to like season 5 and start making spin-off themselves. All right.
It's like make it a LoudCasa, like pretty much LoudCasa extended universe.
Oh yeah. All right. So let's go through our next question here. Do you want to see the Casagrandes movie happen in the future?
Yes, I do. They have the potential.
Do you know how it could actually work? Maybe like some sort of venture where they go to like Mexico, for example?
I was just about to say, make a Casagrandes movie in which they actually legit go to Mexico, because there's a lot of possibilities with them ending up in Mexico, where you got Carl trying to pretty much be a DJ for a club in Mexico. You got Hector trying to pursue a music career in Mexico. You got Carlota trying to meet all these Mexican celebrities and all that stuff. You got Rosa beating her own family. Pretty much a lot of possibilities could happen.
I definitely will love to see it, but I would not expect it till the end of season 3. So probably by then they'll probably be thinking about having a Casagrandes movie, which will probably be like only on Disney Plus. Sorry, only on Paramount Plus. And I would imagine them being on a wild adventure like what the Louds did when they went to Scotland. So maybe they'll go into a Mayan temple. Maybe they might have some weird adventures over in Mexico. Or maybe Ronnie Ann could be a queen of Mexico. Let's see. I don't know. It could be pretty much something like that. I do want to see if they can possibly get most of the Casagrandes like secondary characters there too, because we get to see Ronnie Ann and Bobby going to be in the Loud House's movie. So I would imagine Lincoln and Lori, possibly more Louds, to actually be in the Casagrandes movie that's going to happen. But like I said, I would not imagine it happening until the end of season 3. So yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long while. It hasn't even been announced yet. So honestly, I'm just like, hold your horses, guys. We already got a Loud House movie, okay? Let's just let's just be happy with what we got.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. So next question here. What do you want to see in the 3rd season of the Casagrandes?
Honestly, I want to see more Sid episodes, more Carlade episodes. Seriously, what's up with the Carl and Sergio? I don't see the chemistry at all. I don't see the chemistry between Carl and Sergio at all. Of course, I want to see more episodes with more secondary characters. Like, have them have their own focused episode and have them play much more of a role, because I think like the only supporting character besides the Casagrandes and the Changs that we prominently see is Vito, and that's pretty much it. Like, we want to see more Bruno. We want to see more Mr. Wong. We want to see more Miss Caliano. We want to see more Becky. We want to see more all of them. And pretty much we want to see the secondary Casagrande characters like Stanley, like you just mentioned, Becca, Adelaide, Vito, all the characters I just mentioned before have their own focused episodes. So that's what I want to see from 3rd season of Casagrandes. Just give more supporting Casagrandes characters more screen time, more development.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely say that, considering that the secondary characters are actually having their own episodes. I mean, Sid having her own episode twice, I think. What was it? Maybell actually did have an episode, which I didn't expect. So I would say, like, why not have Mr. Nakamura have an episode? Why not have Georgia have an episode, or Miranda have an episode? Those secondary characters would definitely be a big focus, especially in the 3rd season. Obviously, we want to talk about like more with the Casagrandes, especially that backstory we're talking about with Maria and Arturo. Maybe some more backstories where we get to see like maybe how Rosa and Hector became married and stuff like that. Definitely more episodes where we focus more on like characters that need more character development, like Carlota, CJ. No more Carl episodes, please. And hopefully we just get that Carl episode thing to a minimal if possible in season 3. Obviously a lot more Ronnie Ann episodes because he is the main focus of the show. Maybe more Ronnie Ann and Bobby moments as a brother and sister. That would be pretty cool. Obviously Sid Donnie episodes. And then maybe we'll have another Sid Donniekin episode in season 3, probably before that too. But the Sonati episodes have been great. I believe they're going to continue on in season 3.
I agree.
All right, next question. Oh, this is going to be a good one for y'all. Me and Omid actually did list down our favorites of this topic here. But there's a lot of you guys who are absolutely great fan artists. So when somebody put up this question, best Loud House fan artist, we just pretty much just went through a list, okay? So I'll just go ahead and share you all. I'll go ahead and just share you all like the photos. Oops. So this is from Byron 1402. I think this is his latest work. This was a 4th of July with Lola and Lana, which I thought was pretty cute.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, you said he's your favorite. Why?
Now I really love Byron so much because like he really does really make really great fan art. He makes great. Well, actually, he's not the only one that's my favorite. There's actually a list of fan artists that I can name at the top of my head. like Ruhiso art, the Fresh Night, Sunny Eclipse,
Which
Inkuma.
I know we're gonna go through all of them, by the way. So let's just go through it. I just want to see why Byron.
Okay, like now Byron, of course, like many other fan artists, he has his own style. Like he has his own style of making Loud House fan art, and he manages to capture, especially the landscapes as we've seen here, like like captured it beautifully.
I would say it isn't bad. I mean, it isn't bad. I mean, I've seen better, but the thing is that what, he's still really committed, and what, we're showcasing your art because you're one of our favorites. So awesome work on this Lola and Lana 4th of July piece that you recently made. So yeah, just a heads up. I'm just going through the recently made pieces, by the way. What was our next artist? Oh, Fresh Night. He made this Ronnie Ann piece actually, which I thought was pretty cute. And yes, FYI, Fresh loves Lin. We've seen a lot of Lin Loud Jr. like fan art, and of course, I love the fact that he also does draw other Loud House fan arts as well. Especially this one. This is pretty cool, like Ronnie Ann as a cowboy.
Yeah, what I love about Fresh Night is that he manages to capture, especially the ones with the single characters. Like my favorites are honestly his single character fan art, in which he does like one character posing. And I notice how he does a lot of that, especially with like his favorites, like not just Lin, but also his other favorites, like other that are not Loud House of Casagrandes, like Pacifica, Amity, and Luz.
Dude,
like those are his favorites.
Dude, all of the Amphibia fan arts. And by the way, like Fresh's art is really good considering like he loves the style of like the 80s or 70s, and he even puts it up in the Loud House and the Casagrandes and Amphibia, the Owl House, which I thought was like a pretty cool, awesome like fan art style that he does.
Yeah, definitely. Like he really does manage to make the 80s like look so crisp and look so clear.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the props out to you, Fresh. you're highlighted in our LoudCasa talks tonight. This was from Raw Tunage. She made this, I think, for Rushishu art, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so. Like CC Anthony, I was about to say, he's one of my favorites also because he's such a chill dude to talk to, and also because like I like how he goes with his own style, and he manages to make like legit hand drawn animation look so well polished.
Mm-hmm. I would say he definitely does have a kind of art style, which is very very favorable. It looks really bubbly and stuff like that. So definitely, Raw Tunage did have some cool fan arts, and he's been drawing a lot of like Loud House fan arts and OCs, which are pretty cool. This is from this is one of my favorites. The Loud House. I love this one. She just made this today, and I thought it was like really cute considering like how she just does a lot of shading, the art design, and look at Luann, by the way. She looks really gorgeous in that dress.
I know. Look, like they managed to. She manages to capture Luann in such a shiny and sparkly way. Like despite the lighting, the lights. Look at the lights. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that the Loud House also tags us in our fan art, so it's kind of like, okay, yeah, you got my attention with your fan art. So that props out to you, the Loud House on Twitter. This is from Real Gilbert Gann. I like this magical Lincoln that he made.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yeah, Gilbert Gann. He really does. He has his way of making both digital and hand drawn, and he manages to capture both art styles like so beautifully.
I think I like this one the best just because he does he really does draw Lincoln really well in this one. So, and then of course I love the whole background in the back where he like has magic, which he loves, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, Gilbert Gann, definitely a good artist, and also a good friend. We also do chat with him on it's on Facebook as well.
Yeah, he's a good bro. He's a good bro.
Mm-hmm, he's a good guy. And this is from, I think this is one of my favorites actually. I forgot her name. Jishu Shiken. I don't know if you actually seen her drawings, but she's been doing some pretty good ones. Like how pretty this reflective like Ronnie Ann looks. She's like her in a dress, and it's definitely different compared to like what you've seen from the Loud House and Casagrandes fan artists. This is like very pretty, very shiny, very pop it out of your eyes. And I thought this was pretty cool. Like I need to showcase her art. She's really good at it.
Yeah, especially like I like how she captures the big eyes. They managed to make the eyes look really cute. She manages to make Ronnie Ann look so kawaii.
Mm-hmm. And I say She's done that a lot with Luann, with Lincoln. She even did a Lincoln one, which I thought was pretty cute. So yeah, she definitely is spot on with her fan art. And I also do want to talk about Keenaj 26. This is one of his latest works, and it's pretty cute to actually have like, well, he has like a different kind of art style. This is more of a 2D art style that he's done, but before he's been doing like without the black art lines. Like he has how do I explain it? It's so shiny, it's so bubbly, it's so appealing. But Kinaj 26, I mean, I did have a commission from him before, and he did really good job with it. And you know what? If he ever opens up his commissions again, I would definitely put some money on it. So yeah, I mean, this one is his latest piece, and I thought it was really cute seeing this from his line of art.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Next one is Kylo Loud. He is a fan artist on Facebook. I have not seen his Twitter. I don't know if he does have a Twitter anymore, but his latest work was actually this Luann piece, and I thought it was pretty cute. He definitely is like one of the people who actually definitely does really well, actually like making the Loud House like 100% like the characters in the show.
Yeah, I really love when we love fan artists that do that. In a way, it sort of reminds me of how Master Rainbow also captures the 100% Loud House style also.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite fan artists too, but too bad he's gone. Too bad he's not doing Loud House fan arts anymore.
He's a legend though. Like Master Rainbow will always be remembered as such a fan art legend to me.
Mm-hmm. I know why, Kylo Loud, I don't know if you're on Twitter anymore, but I would love to follow you again. Hopefully ask for a commission, because you definitely go 100% with the Loud House or Casagrandes style. This one is from Roost, Royal, we call him Roost, but it's Royal Woods Poultry, whatever his name is, I forgot. Anyways,
Royal Poultry Guys. Royal Poultry Guys.
Royal Poultry Guys. This is I think one of my favorites, because it obviously kind of portrays a little Ronnie Kid moment here.
Oh my god. Yeah. I gotta say, like, you know, Roos is also a really good friend of ours. Like, he's such a chill dude to talk to. And also, I also like his own art style, how he goes for how he especially goes for like the coloring and the shading and all that stuff. And of course, he goes for really funny stuff as well, like this, where you see Ronnie Yan pretty much staring at a picture like she's got the nosebleed, and then says like, Ronnie Yan, your nose is bleeding, and then she's like, isn't Lincoln so hot? She's staring the picture of Lincoln. She's staring the picture of Lincoln.
And FYI, he does have his alternate universe fan art, which you guys should check out, because it's amazing at the moment. Yeah, it includes us, by the way.
He really did. Like, I really like how he captured me as the messenger, and he made me look badass. I'm just like shout out to you, Roos. Shout out to you.
I love the fact you're trading Adelaide in one of the pictures.
Yes. I love it. I love having Adelaide as my student. I'm proud to be.
Is it Luna like your? Is it Luna like your person like with you? Like,
yeah, that's true. But then on the other hand, like, there are some interactions that I like to have with other characters outside of Luna, and I feel that in terms of karate and stuff like that, it'd be nice to have Adelaide by my side, because for one thing, it definitely is really great continuity. It's pretty much a good callback to Karate Chops.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And yeah, you know what? Like I said, follow his AU Royal Poltergeist. I forgot his name again. Shit, it's a long name. Royal Woods Poltergeist. Yes. Okay, there.
We call him Roos. We call him Roos.
By the way, for short, we call him Roos, and he's a great friend. We chat with him a lot, and he's definitely a good guy.
I agree. I just want to say also, Roos, if you're by any chance watching this, I just want to say congratulations to you, man. We know you're graduating, so major congratulations to you, man.
Definitely. All right. I think the next one, I think everyone loves. It is. Yeah, it is. Rushu Art, by the way.
Yes.
He's one of our favorites.
Definitely.
I literally had to pay a lot to get a commission of course, the Stellakin fan art. And it turned out to be one of my favorite Stellakin artists, like one of my favorite Stellakin arts I've ever commissioned. I can only show you this because some of the fan arts that he's currently making are, a little up tier, but to say the least, this is not bad. I really do like this one, just to make it a little bit friendly for everybody.
Yeah, man. I got to say, like, Rishu Art, not only is he one of our good friends, but he's also one of the very best fan artists that we've ever had the pleasure of supporting. Because I've actually commissioned not just one, I've also commissioned 2 fan artists, and I paid big money for each of these. And let me tell you, they were worth it. Now, one of them is, of course, pretty much me and my Loud Sona with the entire view of Japan. Like, oh my God, honestly, he really captures like every single detail that I remember when I visited Japan. And of course, the second one is, of course, me and my girl Luna here having our cup of ramen. Oh my God, it was so good. Like I said, every single detail he really captures so crisp and clear.
He's good. He's a really good fan artist, and he's done a really good job capturing like the Loud characters, like the Loud House characters, even in an older form. And they're like absolutely crisp and perfect and stuff like that. So no doubt about it, he's definitely one of our favorite fan artists. I know he's taking a break at the moment, but we gotta give a shout out to you because you definitely are one of our favorites.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, listen, hey Rishu, if you by any chance are watching this later on, let's just say that. Let me just say, I hope you're having a really good vacation. I'm really happy I hope you're having a good time. Oh, and also one more thing I should point out. So one of my commissions, one of my wallpapers, I actually have the one with me in Japan. I actually have that as my laptop wallpaper in my Mac. And also I have one of my other commissions, the one where I enjoy a good bowl of ramen. I actually have that as my Twitter profile and my Discord profile. So let me just say, Rishu, you have the utmost honor of having my profile picture and my laptop screensaver be your work.
There's a lot of things to say, and the other thing too is that he also does have like his own AU as well, where he he has like there's like Lenny and like his his OC as a married couple, which is pretty much like into racing and stuff like that. I thought that was like a pretty cool alternate universe that you have to check out that he's drawing at the moment. So please check out his fan arts. It's amazing.
Please do.
Okay, next up. It's Sam Flair, one of my favorite fan artists. I actually was able to get one of my commissions from her. I did put a Sid in a dress commission. I thought was really cute. This is her latest work. It is a Rodikin moment in the beach, which I thought is absolutely adorable. And look, Sam Flair now has a Twitter, and everybody, no doubt about it, one of my favorite like fan artists that is drawing Loud House and Casagrandes.
Yes, I really love Sam Flair fan art. Like she's also really, really awesome girl to talk to. I love how we share the same love for Saluna. We share the same passion for Saluna, and pretty much you can tell that she really does love Saluna. And also the fact that I also asked for a commission also where it was me and my Loud Soda, my avatar, along with both Luna and Sam by my side. I actually commissioned that for her. It's the same thing with like most other ones we're talking about. I commissioned for most of them also. Yeah, and pretty much most of them involved, well, my Loud Sona, my avatar in which I wore this little thing. And also she also has a Saluna fan comic that I highly recommend you guys check it out.
Yeah, just a heads up though. I mean, like Sam Flair is on Instagram and Twitter, and whenever she's open for commissions, please do commission her because she definitely does deserve like the fan art, like the money, because all of her works are amazing.
I agree.
All right, what's next? Oh, SP. This one. Oh, there's a crossover between My Hero Academia and Loud House. Oh, this is adorable. And by the way, he's one of those fan artists that are like 100% on, like 100% like does the design of the Loud House and the Casagrandes as well. So, this is definitely good. I know this was a commission from Sunny. I think I might be wrong on that. I do love this itself just because it's Lincoln and Ronnie Ann kind of resembling Deku and Ochako, which obviously is an OTP as well. What more can I say about SP? He's definitely an awesome friend. I've been hanging out with him on Discords, and we've been having some good like game nights sometimes, and we've been chatting, we're doing awesome stuff, and he's definitely a great friend. And whenever you guys want to commission from him, please do, because he'll make great fan art like this.
Yeah, honestly, I'd have to agree. Like, SP is one of the best fan artists out there. I really do love how he captures the art style 100%. He's really passionate about fictional characters that he loves. You know, of course, me and SP both love stalking from Penny and Stalking. And also we both love anime, and so we both have our own interests that we have. Outside of Loud House of Casagrandes. So I just want to say, SP, if you're watching this, I highly admire your work. Keep on doing what you're doing. And you know, I haven't commissioned from you just yet, but let's just say that once commissions do open, I really do plan on jumping on it.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. All right, I think we have a couple more left here. Here's Spike Ramos. So I did commission him one time, and to say the least, he does pretty well when it comes to like 2D animation and even computer animation. I think this is a drawing that he did, but he always does requests every month. So if you ever go follow him, please do request whenever you can, because he can do great fan art like this. Even if it's not colored, it's still like a pretty awesome design that this guy does.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I haven't seen much of this guy's fan art, but I want to see more of that.
Mm-hmm. Spike Ramos 21. Definitely a cool guy to probably follow. He's a really good fan artist. Next, Sunny. We gotta bring Sunny in here.
Yes. One of our great friends.
I mean, obviously, she's also like a Loud House analyst. She also does have a podcast and everything, but she's also an amazing fan artist. I love the fact that I had to pull this just because it is pretty much the anime reference of what happened with the Loud House, but instead it's the Casagrandes and their magic powers that they do.
Nice. One of her best ones. This is honestly one of her best ones. Yeah, honestly, with regards to Sunny, I just say like she's one of our great friends in the LoudCasa fandom. We love not just her fan art, but also her personality, her passion for the characters that she loves. Of course, we also love her Casa Loud Chats podcast. Like, she has such great input on the Loud House of Casagrandes, and of course, continuity especially. I remember
we got a big episode about that.
Now, I remember not too long ago, I actually pretty much I've commissioned. I've asked for commissions from her, like a few times. One of them is, of course, me and Gloria holding hands, like walking with each other. Me and Gloria going to France, like going to Paris that she's always dreamed of. Me having a good time with her there. Last but not least, it was actually me alone, like just me, like my avatar alone, where I was pretty much enjoying it was me in my Mario hat, my leather jacket, Eagle fan shirt. It was me pretty much enjoying a nice, good mint chocolate chip ice cream cone.
Why would you say that?
you know exactly why. I think you all know why I asked for me eating mint chocolate chip ice cream in particular. You all could take a good wild guess.
You want us all cry? You want us all cry for this? Okay.
Yeah, man.
I think that's all of our fan. I think that's all I have on the list. So that's all of our favorite Loud House fan artists. We have a big list, to say the least. And everybody who has been drawing, even if you're not part of this list, you definitely are a great fan artist. And hopefully you'll be a part of this LoudCasa Talks showcase whenever we ever showcase fan art like this.
Major shout outs to you all, man. Like, to all the fan artists that put their hard work, passion, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Let me tell you, from the bottom of my heart, you guys all have my respect. You all have my shout out. You all have my great love and friendship. So major kudos to you guys.
All right, let's head over to one more question from the Instagram questions here. This was going to be pretty debatable, but what is your favorite and worst Loud?
Do I even need to say who my favorite Loud is?
Come on, I think you already know who your favorite is. Shut up, you already know your favorite. Hold on, your worst.
Do you already? Now, in terms of worst, now this is only by default, but I'm going to have to say Lisa, because Lisa doesn't really stand out as much as the other Louds, because at the end of the day, what she is to me is that she kind of like she's sort of like a female Dexter to me, like a female Dexter, and it's not really all that unique, at least compared to the other Louds. Oh, and also must we forget how She had like hands down the worst Loud House episode I've ever seen. Blinded by Science.
I would say my favorite would obviously be Lori. Lori is my favorite. Everybody hands down on that. I also do have to put up the fact that I also did love Luann in first season, but it ended up becoming me loving Lori a whole lot. So no doubt about it, Lori became my number one, and she's my favorite Loud right now. Hopefully we get more episodes of her. Hopefully. And the worst Loud, Lisa. I really do hate Lisa. Come on. I mean, like at the moment, season five, Lisa, she's at the moment, like she's still not working out. I mean, I guess you could probably do better with after what happened with Friday Night Fights, but she's still being that kind of person who says like, oh, I'm sorry to everybody else. What happened? Remember what happened that one episode? Was it School of Shock? Where she tried to take over, and I'm like,
yeah, yeah, it was
one of her favorite episodes. And of course, you also saw Blinded by Science, where she actually trusted Flip. To say the least, season 5. Look, it was supposed to be an improvement for Lisa, and at the moment, she's not good. You really need more episodes of Lisa, like to be better. And she's not my favorite right now.
Yeah, but hey, you all know what my favorite is. There we go.
Yeah, I know. We all know that. You're saying this for the whole thing. All right, so that's pretty much all the questions we got from Instagram and Twitter. Now let's head over to the live chat. We have like a couple of minutes left, so let's head over to the live chat and actually look at questions that you guys have for us. All right. So if some of the things that have been mentioned on top, may have not been in this. So if you guys want to ask your questions, guys, go ahead and do so. Here you go. Here's one from Sean 30 Star Mana. So what's your most wanted Loud voice actors? Which voice actors do you want to have in the Loud House and the Casagrandes?
It's actually kind of a tough question, honestly, because there are actually some potential voice actors that actually could work here. That's actually $1 million question. Okay, I know he's a prominent anime voice actor per se. But wouldn't it be so cool if, for a cartoon role, we actually get Johnny on Bosch?
Yes. Oh my God. Well, you know what? Hey,
that'd be a treat.
He did do voice acting for like Yokai Watch, for example. That's a little kid show, but
Yokai Watch is more of an anime. It's more of an anime sort of thing.
Yeah. Let me see. Who else can I bring up for a wanted voice actor? I think like the voice actor for Remy Remington from Big City Greens. You know that guy? I can totally see him in the Loud House or the Casagrandes. He could just be a guest star there. What's his name? He's going to be in CRX.
He was also Hawks from My Hero Academia.
Zeno Robinson. Yeah, Zeno Robinson. He also is the Golden Knight from the Owl House, so I definitely want to see him because he has some animated like voice acting and anime voice acting. I could see him potentially like be a guest star in that. Why not Keith David? Keith David would be pretty cool to be in the Owl House and the Loud House and the Casagrandes.
Oh my God! Imagine like if Keith David were actually in the Loud House and Casagrandes, that'd be pretty cool to see because it's like he's
gonna be a villain. Oh no!
Yes, yes, and hey. So, and also on Anna Akana.
Oh,
I want to see her.
I actually want to see her too. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, come on. You just want her for Gloria. God damn it.
I want to see a Gloria type character be in the Loud House of Casagrandes. That'd be so amazing.
All right. Next up, the Cartoon Finder says, do you hate Lynn calling Lincoln stinking?
Not really, honestly. It doesn't really bother me that much as some others. Well, some others I know are really bothered by this for some reason. I feel that in terms of Lynn calling Lincoln stinking, sure it can be a bit much, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much big sis teasing the little bro. And honestly, as long as it's not too dangerous or too harmful, I honestly don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't see anything wrong with this. I don't see anything wrong with this either. I mean, it's not annoying. It's just more of like a sibling love, like a sibling like love-hate relationship or something like that, to say the least. This is how Lynn like calls Lincoln stinking, and Lincoln's not annoyed with it. So to say the least, it's not bullying or anything like that. It's more of like a sibling relationship that these two have.
Yeah, it's not mean-spirited,
which is tolerable. Okay. Of course, we also do want to. We also do have like cartoon questions. So let's go to this guy named No Limit Cartoonish Claude.
Yes. Yes.
Thoughts on Big City Green season 2?
I loved it. I really loved it, and especially with Gloria's character arc, how she has fallen ever since she lost her job at Big City Greens Cafe, like the Big City Greens Cafe job she lost. I like how it explores what happens after she lost her job, which she has to stay with the Greens, and how she's trying to rise from that, whether it be working at a fast food joint, which is Burger Clown, whether it be doing like a DoorDash, whether it be pretty much being an unpaid intern for an animation studio. I really do love how like she works so hard. She tries her absolute hardest to make sure that she gets to where she wants to be, despite the circumstances, despite reality hitting her really hard. And at the end of the day, it comes to fruition with Gloria's Cafe, which I would say is the best season 2 episode to date, because it really shows how really hard it is to, open up your own business, because she couldn't get her loan, and also she had to open it up illegally. And so pretty much after the Greens have seen how much how broken she is when she gets arrested, when she has her dream crushed. The Greens decide to help her out by Grandma Alice giving Gloria a share of her money to her so she can open up the restaurant, a cafe, I mean. And let me just tell you, it was an absolutely deserving ending for Gloria. I couldn't be happier for her. Like, as someone who claims that, I claim Gloria to be my favorite female character ever, like, it just warmed my heart to see her dreams come true.
Favorite female character ever? Better than Luna?
Even more so than Luna.
Oh
no! I'm sorry, baby. You know I love you so much.
You're in contemplation right now.
I love you, Luna, but always about someone I want to marry. You're too young.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't play with your toy now. I gotta say, season 2 definitely was better than season 1. There's a lot of big tribulations that happen over in this in LoudCasa season 2. I mean, first off, I love how the continuation is from Big City. I mean, Big City definitely does continuation well. I mean, first off, Gabriella is still still relevant from season 1, where Gabriella was just a person that Cricket likes. And of course, what happened there, Cricket actually asked Gabriella out. Now they're boyfriend and girlfriend, literal boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, oh my God, this is cute. And then, of course, we get to see Chip Whistler, which, I thought was actually pretty cool that they actually continued on with the Chip Whistler story, especially with Chipocalypse in this episode, in the season. It kind of sucks that Chip is gone, but I have a feeling that he might come back in season 3. And of course, Gloria, I think Gloria's story definitely reflects all of us, where we're kind of struggling, especially, with us in a big setting, like big city, trying to survive, trying to get a dream job of going to Paris, for example, which is what Gloria's trying to do. And, I think, and obviously the story is going to continue on in season 3, where, in big city, Gloria is going to be obviously running that cafe. I love how it is. Season 3 definitely looks promising of what Big City is, of what Big City Greens is going to be about. And no doubt about it, I do love how Big City Greens is. I really don't understand why people don't like this show compared to Owl House and Amphibia. It definitely needs more attention.
Exactly. I just hate how pretty much it gets badly treated. It gets it pretty much gets run over. Pretty much it's in the shadow of Owl House and Amphibia. I love Owl House and Amphibia, but let's be honest, Big City Greens is just as good as those two shows.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yeah, better get some more attention on that. All right. Same guy also did ask this question. What are some of your thoughts on the Owl House, especially season 2 so far?
I really love Owl House season 2. I especially love how much they developed Lilith, as well as how they developed her friendship with Hootie. No doubt about it, Lumity still continues to be strong. Purple hair Amity, I still stand purple hair Amity. I love how they give Amity more character growth, more development than ever before. I also love how they give Lumity more development than ever before. And like I said, what really impressed me the most was what they did with Lilith, because not too long ago we were like hell bent on canceling her. We were not only that, we were hell bent on canceling the woman. We were hell bent on canceling the woman. And not too long ago, she did redeem herself in season 1, but then again, it was like semi-redeemed, but then again, she still did the bad thing. I love how season 2, she managed to redeem herself by trying to fix her own mistakes, trying to learn from her own mistakes, and of course, she's trying to work on herself, so I really do love that.
I have to say this season 2 is already looking promising. And look, we have a Gus episode that obviously get himself some character development, which, my boy Gus, I love my boy Gus. He's awesome. I know we're all talking about Liberty, but you got to give some attention to Gus. And Liberty for the win. Hello, we're really doing well from that episode. I believe we were all blessed from that episode.
Liberty is that game.
Liberty is that game, yes.
I actually did recording. I recorded myself watching that, like recorded my reaction to Amity kissing Luz. I just couldn't help it.
Oh my god. Well, then also the setup too. It's like, you thought it was just going to be a guest episode, but then obviously everything was focused on Luz and Amity. And I was like, okay, now I'm loving this episode more.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really loving Luz more and more. The more I watch the series, the more I'm really loving Luz as a character. Not just by how fun she is as a character, not just by how geeky she is as a character, but how much actual development she has, how much legit growth she has. Honestly, in terms of favorite Owl House character, it's honestly a tie between Luz and Amity for me. Originally it was Amity, but then I sort of decided, Amity.
I love Luz. She's my favorite. She's my favorite ever since, and I love Luz. She's so cute and adorable.
Like I said, it's a toss-up between the two, because not only do they work as a couple, they work equally well as characters.
Most definitely, and no doubt about it, Luz and Amity for the win. I am absolutely loving season 2. There's nothing more I can say. We're only like 5 episodes, 6 episodes in, but it's looking good so far. Okay, so this is from Pizza Pop 8. What are your favorite Loud House Casagrandes fanfics, even crossovers? Count.
Now I don't read too much Loud House Casagrandes fanfics, to be honest, but honestly, one that really stood out to me is our friend Natalie, aka Wyoming Parmesan. She's a fanfic writer herself, and I remember reading one of her fanfics called Unexpected, in which Lori gets pregnant and her entire family, as well as the Casagrandes family of Bobby, help her come to terms with being pregnant, preparing her for pregnancy. And also, it's just a really solid story that really does focus on like sort of a adult themed topic, which is pregnancy at a young age. And let me tell you, honestly, I'm going to say this right now. I give a major shout out to Natalie, aka Wyoming Parmesan. If you're by any chance watching this, Natalie, let me just say you are a talented writer, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading your fanfics so much. You keep it up, girl. And also, the fact that I'm just have to say this. I said this before, I'll say it again. Honestly, if they were to make a Loud House live action movie, I honestly felt that they should have made something like this, because honestly, this is something that would legitimately work. As sort of a PG-13 movie that is centered around like the Loud House universe. Honestly, like if I were to make a Loud House live action movie, this is definitely a premise I would have come up with.
Yeah. I think one fanfic that I really liked was Requiem for a Loud. Shout out to Underrated Hero for making that. I read through the whole thing. It was an absolute like roller coaster, and I would say for a comic that talks about like Lincoln's white hair and things like that, I thought it was really a good story for sure. All right, cool. Let me look at other questions we've got here. What Loud House and Casagrandes character would you have loved to voice?
Well, what I have loved to voice, well, I mean, I'm not that much of a, voice actor per se. I've had acting experience, but not so much voice acting experience. But I remember, I remember when I was doing this voice for Hector. I remember nailing it to a T, but I'm sort of losing. I remember doing this voice for actor. It's sort of coming back to me now. You know what I mean? I would love to do voice for actor. I feel I would nail Hector to a T. I don't want to brag or anything, but out of all the characters to voice for LoudCasa, I feel I would do a great Hector voice.
I would definitely want to voice maybe I could do the next Rusty, for example. What's up, players? Rusty Loud is in the house. God, this is
yeah.
I can see myself as a secondary character.
Because at the end of the day, yeah, I see Rusty disguise yourself as pretty much playing dress up as Lucy L because hello, he's your future sister-in-law. Lucy is your future sister-in-law, Rusty.
I don't know. I mean, I would love to voice maybe Lincoln Loud possibly, but I would probably have a deeper voice. I'll probably be the next Lid Senior, if anything. Or maybe Harold or Hector, depending Harold or Howard, maybe them.
I would imagine you as sort of a grown-up Lincoln. I would imagine you as a
maybe like that. Maybe if they actually didn't cast the TMNT cast, I would have actually been the Loki Loud, one of the boys reference there. All right.
AKA a Lori Loud variant.
Right. So let me give me some other questions here. Already did pop up a couple. I'm looking through. I'm getting to the good ones now. How about this one here? What were your primary influences as broadcasters and animation reviewers?
That's actually a really good question that you asked. Of course, from my animation reviewing side, honestly, I'm gonna have to say my favorite internet reviewer, my favorite internet persona, Animat, aka Electric Dragon 505. He has such a huge passion for Disney. He has such a huge passion for reviewing movies, and of course, I always love listening to Animat's crazy cartoon cast. Honestly, he's really spot on in his animation news and all that. And let me just say, in terms of serious subject matter, he's not afraid to speak his mind on his thoughts on that. And let me just say, I have mad respect to him for that. So, Matt Brunet, aka Electric Dragon 505, let me just say, Matt, shout out to you, man. Proud to be your fan. Oh, and also, there have been a couple catchphrases that I put out, what the flip, which is sort of a reference to Animat's, one of his catchphrases, what the fridge. And also, I do this thing at the end where I say, and until next time, smell you later, dudes, which is pretty much a reference to whenever Animat would end his crazy cartoon cast, he always ends it off with saying, and until next time, see you later, dudes. That's where I get where I'm catchphrases from.
So you're trying to imitate Animat here.
Yeah, man. He's my internet hero, man. Mad respect for him. I hope I can meet him one day.
I don't know what really got me into animation. Maybe just because I watched a lot of cartoons. Usually when you grow up, you watch a lot of sitcoms. You want to watch a lot of drama shows. Watch a lot of Law and Order or any of those shows. I was a person who just loves how animation works, and I really wanted to be in the animation business. Being a voice actor or an artist or things like that. But tech was the calling for me, so I didn't actually had a chance to actually become a person who wants to become a public influence and just talk about animation and things like that. Until I started making the fan page of the Loud House, and that became a public footing for me. That's why we started doing live streams. That's how we started doing reviews and things like that. And you know what? It's fun. All of this has all been fun. I love reviewing episodes. I love talking about Owl House and how good Amphibia is. I love talking about how the Louds and the Casagrandes are amazing shows. I'm fighting through a lot of fandom stuff, but to say the least, we'll still keep doing our jobs. I know we don't get paid for this shit, but the thing is, I say we do this for fun, and I love how the fans are continuing on to support us no matter what happens.
Yeah, honestly, for me, it's a combination of my influences from all the reviewers that I have watched that have really helped inspire me, have really helped me pretty much grow my critiquing skills, my pretty much develop my critiquing skills from not just the reviewers. I watched like Animanus and Gaikuk, Joey the Anime Man.
I love him.
Giguk, Phantom Strider, I would say, is one of them. And many, many more that I could list on top of my head. But also, it's the amount of history that I've had watching cartoons and such that really, it's a combination of both that really got me to doing this. So honestly, it's been really pleasure reviewing cartoon episodes, a pleasure reviewing Loud House episodes, because for the longest time, I've wanted to review movies, but for some reason I couldn't get into it because I didn't have the technology to do it or the time to do it. So if I had to review anything, I'm just glad it was this.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, though? I mean, we're pretty cool with it. So yeah. All right, I do have one more question from this man here. So what is your opinion on the Patrick Star Show?
No. I'm not talking about it. We're moving on. I refuse to.
So is it better or worse than the Casagrandes? What do you think?
Do I really have to? It's so obvious.
Thank you.
Okay. To be honest, I'm gonna say in terms of the Patrick Star Show, let me tell you, I have no intention of watching it whatsoever. I have no desire to see it. I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. I'm just gonna say that SpongeBob SquarePants is the only show that is on Nickelodeon, and no, it will never come close to being even as remotely good as a Casagrandes. So to answer your question, what is my opinion on the Patrick Star Show? Let me just say, no, just no. I refuse to watch it. That show needs to go away, and also it is way worse than Casagrandes. End of story.
It's way worse than the Casagrandes. The thing is that when I'm seeing from the Patrick Star Show, I only watch like the show, and the thing is, it's SpongeBob. It's pretty much SpongeBob, but Patrick is the lead. That's it. And it's a lot of silliness that happens in that episode, and it really didn't intrigue me. So you're pretty much doing SpongeBob but having Patrick as the lead. That's it. That's how the Patrick Star Show is. So yeah, not good. I think that's all the questions we got. Believe that's it. I guess I'm pretty sure that's it. All right, well that's good because we actually did hit up our two hours. Well, 2 hours 6 minutes, but that's okay. Well, thank you all very much for your questions. Most definitely love how we love to answer those questions back from all the fans who wants to ask about like how our opinions are when it comes to Loud House and Casagrandes. We always do this always every second to the last episode of the season, so we'll do this again next season when we come back in the fall. So that's pretty much it for us here at our LoudCasa Talks episode. Remember that you can listen to our LoudCasa Talks on all podcast providers like Spotify, Anchor, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're always going to be there for you to listen to for the LoudCasa Talks. You also have our YouTube page as well, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you make it sure that you can make sure when we get notified. So you can get notified on when we come on for our next live stream, which will possibly be in 10 days, because we do have our season finale of the LoudCasa Talks, and it will be all about the man with the plan, Lincoln Loud. We always have our character analyses recently in our LoudCasa Talks, and for our season finale, we're going to go straight to the man with the plan, Lincoln Loud, talk about how he has grown from first season all the way to now, and how we think his future is going to be moving forward in the Loud House.
Yeah, so definitely look forward to when we talk about the main character, the protagonist of the Loud House, Lincoln Loud himself.
All right, and that's pretty much it for us here on the LoudCasa Talks. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for listening in. My name is Nate.
And this is Omid saying thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much to all those who asked us your questions. Your input, your support, and your time is, very much appreciated. We love each and every single one of you guys. You guys are what keep us going. And until next time, smell you later, dudes.